Alrighty, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Serving Nerve, where we talk about whatever we want, and today we're going to be going through more Fat Acceptance Cringe compilations. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen this compilation before, but it's all starting to blend together, so call me out if you see a repetitive clip. I'll probably just cut them out myself, but anyways, we're just going to get into this and binge on some cringe, so let's do it. When I hear, in the full expression of forward fold, I'd like to leave. Let's work off that dinner. Please take me away from here. Your sit bones should touch your heels in child's pose. Farewell. I don't actually do yoga. Every time I do it, I sweat too much. I don't really do yoga. I actually haven't been working out very much lately. What I usually will do is just do cardio while I'm doing the editing of videos. So I'll just sit on my exercise bike, and I do tend to do quite a lot of cardio as a result because I'm always editing videos, but generally speaking, I don't really work out very much. I'd like to get back into a new regimen, but saying that, when it comes to this, good on you for doing some healthy exercises, my fair lady. Very good on you. Another thing, yeah, it sucks when you hear things from people that'll make you self-conscious. I think we all have in certain spaces, particularly in the gym, in, studios, or just in our day-to-day living. But in a general sense, I would recommend just thick-skinning yourself, and as much as it might be a difficulty, don't really, let those words affect you or affect your endeavors for a healthier lifestyle. Doing anything physical, I know yoga is considered a lighter form of physical activity, but in my personal opinion, I think it's super good for you. I think a lot of people should do yoga, no matter what the body size. Yoga is a very low, joint pain oriented kind of exercise, and you can work into it and you can get very flexible. Obviously you want to build into it and not hurt yourself, but generally speaking, yoga I think is actually a great way to break into starting to do physical activity. My little sister loves doing qigong. I don't know what that is, but it's some form of meditation or yoga practice, and she says it's great. Personally, I should do it as well because I'm so wired all the time, but yeah, whatever. Anyways, when it comes to this though, I'd recommend just not listening to people and just moving on with your life and not worrying about what people think of you. Keep doing what you're doing and don't listen to what other people say, especially when you're doing something healthy for yourself. Yeah? Is that what we're doing? It doesn't work, by the way. We've all tried to trick ourselves in some way into thinking that we can simulate an Oreo in the wake of a broccoliism or something. I don't know. I've never actually tried this, but I feel like the better bet would be to have an overall healthy diet and then on occasion eat an Oreo. If you're craving an Oreo that badly, the one Oreo that you eat isn't gonna do that much to you. It's probably 65 calories or something. When it comes to this kind of thing, the problem when it comes to eating Oreos is when you don't just eat an Oreo or 2 Oreos, you eat 6 to 12. You eat a whole pack because you've been restricting yourself probably from eating the Oreos. Now, if you're in a certain health situation, I would recommend refraining from the Oreo. But instead of trying to smell them, you probably just want to have them not in your house, and on a special occasion, maybe have 1 or 2. Treat yourself every now and then. And that's if you have a very specific health goal. In general, I think a lot of people can get away with eating Oreos. I don't think they're very healthy, but if you have them as part of your overall lifestyle, which the remainder of is very healthy, nothing's gonna happen if you have 1 or 2 Oreos, even on a common basis. Some people can argue that, and I'm sure, depending on the circumstance, maybe eating Oreos is not the best for you, or you shouldn't be doing it, but I think most people overblow it. We don't need to be that crazy about eating Oreos or not. We just need to find a balance here, and I don't think smelling them while you're eating broccoli, raw broccoli, the most sulfurous, bitter, sour vibe that you can probably get while smelling an Oreo is actually going to help you in any capacity. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's that helpful.
I'm sorry that you hate yourself.
This person says, I'm fat myself. Being fat isn't beautiful. Stop glorifying unhealthy lifestyles.
I really am. But, just because you hate yourself doesn't mean that everybody else who is fat hates themselves, so I'm gonna say this kindly, fuck off. And, existing is not glorifying.
When it comes to this kind of thing, I have to point out, you should never feel like you're ugly or anything like that just because you're fat. I know that a lot of people are going to disagree. I personally don't think that being fat is a beautiful thing because it entails, usually if you're severely overweight, morbidity to it, and death is not beautiful unless we're romanticizing the unromantic, which I have talked about before. Saying that, I don't think people should beat themselves up about their bodies or their body weights or the place they're in physically at the moment, and they should just instead endeavor to get healthier, lose weight if they need to lose weight, gain weight if they need to gain weight, do healthy lifestyle behaviors in general, no matter the weight, so exercising, eating healthily, etc. But saying that, when these people say, my existing doesn't glorify obesity, that is not the problem here. People think that you glorify obesity not just because you are obese and on camera. It's the things that you're saying while being obese on camera. The things I hear these people say on camera are not just something, 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 this is my life, blah, blah, I do this thing and this thing. It's always like, fat is beautiful, nothing is unhealthy when it comes to you being fat, I'm healthy at a fat weight, whatever. It's always something crazy and ridiculous that makes people think that you're glorifying obesity. Your sheer existence doesn't do that. You know, stripping down on camera and then jiggling your body, that's kind of more getting into the line of glorifying or fetishizing obesity, you know? Getting on camera and saying being fat is healthy, or that losing weight doesn't help you, or that 90 to 95 to 99% of diets fail, and that intentionally trying to lose weight is going to fail immediately and you should never try. That's the kind of thing I think that people are talking about when it comes to glorifying obesity. I don't think your existence is quite the problem here. It's more the narrative that you perpetuate. Saying that, I think everybody should be kind to themselves and not beat down on other people. But also, people do have the right to think that obesity isn't pretty, because it does entail potential early death and also metabolic disease, along with a host of other issues like joint issues, and pain, suffering, and eventual death aren't pretty things. You know, I get beauty is subjective, but I think we all can agree that those kinds of things, it's not pretty. Suffering isn't pretty. I don't think people should, endeavor to accept the fact that they're suffering. Instead, they should fight it. They should fight their suffering. Because those who fight for the deliverance of such definitely deserve better than that. And if you just appeal to futility, like I always say, appeal to futility. If you appeal to yourself being obese and you don't make a change for the better, it's sheerly on you if people make a judgment on your character, or if people make a judgment on you being unhealthy and not being beautiful, in spite of beauty being subjective. I just think it's a little bit ridiculous, and we don't need to act like it's glorifying or not glorifying obesity. We just need to be concrete and honest here when we say it's not a healthy life to live, and people can think that dying early isn't pretty. This person's got a lot going on here, so let's go through each one. Reasons to give up weight loss. It won't work, it's boring, zaps energy, weakens immune system. Digestion issues, sleep problems, depression, anxiety, mood swings. Weight cycling, disordered eating, slows healing, joy killer. Patriarchal, puritanical I think was the other one. Fat is not bad, obesity paradox, okay? Body fat percentage is BS, BMI is BS. I mean, body fat percentage is way more important than BMI in my opinion. Body fat. Wait, did that say body fascism? What? Body fascism? What the fuck are we talking about? Jesus Christ. Ableism, of course, we're just throwing everything in the pot. Listen, okay? The idea of you giving up on weight loss for all of these issues is kind of ironic for a lot of them. Because we go into the physical here. We're going through, it won't work, you won't lose the weight, it's boring, it zaps your energy, it weakens your immune system. These are more physical things. Then we get into digestion issues, sleep issues. Then we start getting into the mental of it. So depression, anxiety, mood swings, eating disorders, disordered eating, all of these things. And I'm telling you, my people, on both ends, you can have that when you're morbidly obese, or you can have it when you're underweight and not eating enough and not taking care of yourself, or you can have it at a normal weight when you're still not eating healthily and you're not exercising and doing healthy things. A lot of that stuff can entail any body weight and any behavioral pattern if it's an unhealthy behavioral pattern. But then we start getting into the crazy. We start getting into things like ableism, body fascism, that I guess BMI and also body fat percentage measurements do not matter at all, and they're all bullshit. We start adding on and adding on and adding on, and we do it because these are all reasons to give up weight loss, when in reality, you should never give up weight loss if you think you should lose weight. If you find that you're morbidly obese, I recommend losing weight. I recommend doing it through healthy behaviors. I think that when you are morbidly obese, you have very disordered eating patterns. I think that when you're severely underweight, you also have very disordered eating patterns. Both of these things can entail eating disorders, okay? The reality is, a lot of these things are somewhat subjective, like the idea of it being boring, or there being ableism or something kind of involved, or body fascism, which we have to look into. Like, what in the name of God is that? But overall, these are kinds of things that do not have to be happening at all when you try to lose weight. You know, I get this person feels that maybe being conformant and trying to lose weight in this diet culture system, which is what I think this person thinks when it comes to all weight loss. It's going to be diet culture. It's all diet culture, and it's all going to take over your minds and make you like a sheep or something like that. You know, I think the problem is this person thinks that being conformant would mean they release themselves of their own choice, their own right, and indulge themselves in all of these things, and they don't want to. But the reality is, you don't have to ascribe to any of these systems when you're trying to be healthy and lose weight and exercise. The reality is that you want to take care of yourself, take care of your body, take care of your brain, take care of yourself, because then you'll like yourself more. I feel like people who come from this, I feel like they're constantly like under attack in their own minds, and they're always like fighting the demons that don't exist. Like they're always like feeling like they're oppressed and they have to fight this system that doesn't exist because nobody actually cares if you're fat or not. The reality is though, these things, and I hope this girl realizes this, these things are all things you don't have to be involved with when it comes to losing weight or trying to do healthy things. You know, being healthy and exercising and eating healthy food and losing weight and getting down to a healthy body weight, it doesn't have to be a skinny body weight, just a healthy body weight, a generally healthy one, or losing the excess of fat on your body, the severe excess to the very least. None of these things has to even be boring. You can make it incredibly fun. You can definitely make yourself feel better mentally. You can make yourself feel better physically. You can increase your longevity. And I just think it's so ridiculous because I think people really demonize the idea of weight loss and that you have to go crazy and be involved in disordered eating and abusing yourself and hating yourself and ascribing to ableism or ascribing to some other system or discriminating against fat people because you don't want to be fat or because fat is bad. When we're not even talking a few pounds here or a little bit of like extra, stuff to grab, which a lot of people are kind of into. We're talking about like hundreds of pounds overweight or 50s to hundreds of pounds overweight, and it's just not healthy. It's not healthy for your mind, and it's not healthy for your body. And a lot of these things that this person is pointing out, like weakened immune system, digestion issues, sleep problems, depression, anxiety, mood swings, zaps energy. A lot of these things are also involved when it comes to being morbidly obese. So I really do encourage you, my people, do not fall into this system of belief where you feel like you can't make a positive change just because weight loss doesn't work, or, it zaps your energy, or these are the reasons you shouldn't lose weight. What's the point of you losing weight? You're just going to be conformant to a system that normal people conform to. You're going to be constantly suffering or bored or depressed or ashamed of yourself or feel that you're appealing to a system of ableism or whatever else people are into these days. Generally speaking, I think you should think better of yourself, and you can choose to not involve yourselves in any of these things whilst also maintaining a healthy body weight or losing weight. I'm just saying, my people, I don't think we need to overcomplicate it this much. I think that this person has probably been down a bad diet path. I hope that they find some goodness for themselves, but the reality is none of these things are actually legitimate when it comes to your endeavors to lose weight. In fact, a lot of these issues will probably go away if you do endeavor to lose weight when you are overweight and or obese. And again, do it through healthy behaviors. Don't do more disordered things to try and negate your currently disordered behavior. It will only make you more disordered. One extreme does not mean that you need to go to another extreme to get back to the balance. Instead, you want to go from an extreme to finding that balance. Little steps is way better than making grand changes and failing. Also, I just want to point out one more thing. You weren't put on Earth to pay bills and lose weight. I don't even know what that means. I just have to point out, what in the name of God are you talking about? Are you talking about you don't want to waste the time losing weight because you got bills to pay? Bro, I've managed to lose weight while I have no money and bills to pay. I've lost weight at every single financial state in my life. I've been able to lose and gain weight no matter how poor or rich I've been in my life thus far. No excuses, no cabooses, get good. So anyways, that's my opinion. Tell me what you think in the comments below, my people. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you think about ableism when it comes to obesity particularly? Because I think that if you choose to disable yourself through becoming severely overweight, it is only on you. I think that ableism and discrimination against, people who lack physical abilities, I think it should be particularly applied to people who actually have legitimate disabilities, both mental and physical, like the loss of limbs, severe burns, physical deformities, genetic disorders, mental disabilities. I think that is when people get discriminated against the most. And I think that being fat and choosing to be fat in the Western world particularly is not worthy of people discriminating against you because you're fat, even though I don't really see it often anyways, because most people don't really care if you're fat or not. I think that these are more the things that people take issue with when it comes to you being fat. They take issue with the weird things that you're saying, the illogical statements that you make, and the appeals to futility that you often will involve yourself with when you want to remain fat and justify it whilst remaining fat. So that's my opinion. Anyways, my people, that was the video. Tell me what you think in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Slater.